Hello and welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Holistic Healing for today's short Yin Yoga therapy class. Today we'll be talking about finding balance in life and how taking time to pause can help us to do this. Let's just begin seated at the center of the mat, finding a comfortable, easy seat where the spine is tall and long. Hands can rest gently on the legs. And if you're comfortable with it, maybe invite the eyelids to close now. Just beginning to settle in here, noticing the natural rise and fall of the breath, feeling the sits bones grounded to the earth beneath you, noticing the quality and the temperature of the air against your skin, and maybe just setting an intention for today's practice now. When you're ready, go ahead and gently open the eyes once more. And let's begin with our first asana of the day. So we're going to start with a fire log position on the legs. So let's begin with the right leg on top of the left, trying to get those shins aligned on top of one another. Right ankle resting on the left knee. And if that top knee is lifted and not pressed down to your left foot, don't worry about it. Just find whatever position you can in this fire log pose for today. Then we're going to take our right arm over the left arm, intertwining that wrist around the other hand as well, trying to get those palms together. This is our eagle arms. Here we want the thumbs around forehead height, and we're creating this push and pull motion so that we're opening through the shoulder blades. Once you get into this position, take a deep inhale into the dantian, that low belly space, as you find length in the spine. And exhale fully, allowing tension to melt out of the body. Today we are working on the lung and large intestine meridians, which run up our inner arm into our shoulders and shoulder blade area, as well as into the side of the neck. These two meridians make up the metal element. The metal element deals with being able to be flexible in life and malleable, finding solitude and serenity and stillness. But when this element is out of balance or we have blockages in these areas of fascia, it can cause us to become rigid, distant, or indifferent. So today we're going to be talking about finding balance in our lives, whether that's balance in lifestyle habits, and indulgence and self-control, or perhaps balance in engagement and interaction with others, versus taking time to be still, be ourselves, and finding acceptance in our differences from others. We're going to be holding our poses for 3 minutes today in order to release the deepest layers of fascia and connective tissue, as well as stored emotional energy. So find your edge, that area where you feel a deep stretch happening, but you can maintain mindful awareness and control over the breath, and hold this for an extended period of time. We only have about 1 minute left on this first side of this pose, so I will leave you in silence now to just tune in, to listen to the wisdom of the body, and pay attention to your connection with the breath. Great job. Go ahead and release the arms now. And now we're going to go right into our second pose on this side before we go to the other side. So now we are going to try to align our knees on top of one another, feet out by our hips, taking our shoelace pose with the legs. You can also get into this by starting up on the knees with the legs crossed and sitting back, just making sure you aren't sitting on the heels here. And again, you can sit on a pillow or a cushion if you need a little lift to help you keep your spine straight. Then go ahead and reach your right arm up overhead and your left arm behind your back, trying to meet those hands, clasping them together for our cow face arms. So we're getting deep into that right shoulder here. Take an inhale, finding length in the spine again. As you exhale, begin to drop your left ear toward the left shoulder. So we're taking this into the neck as well. Now, if you can't reach your hands behind your back, you can always use a strap or a towel to hold on to each end of in order to make this an easier variation. And find your stillness here, breathing deep into that dantian and exhaling fully and slowly as you let all the air out of the lungs. Taking time to be still and mindful is one great opportunity we have to reflect on our lives, to evaluate the things that fill our time, and to determine whether or not the ways that we're living and choosing to spend our time is in alignment with our greater values. In life, it's never great to be on fully one end of the spectrum or another. When it comes to fitness and health, or indulgence and relaxation. But when we spend this time to be still, to tune inward, to listen to the wisdom of the body, we're better able to discern what we truly need versus what we want. The metal element is considered the season of autumn. It's a time for slowing down, for drawing your energy inward, and letting go of what you don't need, much like trees losing their leaves in the fall. Similarly, the lungs and large intestine both play a role in taking in nutrients for our bodies that we need and expelling what we don't need in our lives, what isn't going to serve our bodies. We have 1 more minute left here, so once again I will leave you in silence to reflect on this. Each time you notice your mind wandering or becoming wrapped up in thoughts, simply bring your attention and awareness back to the breath, just taking note of whatever comes up for you. Great job. Go ahead and release the arms now. Untwist the legs. And let's take it to the other side now, beginning with the fire log. This time the left leg is aligned on top of the right. Again, trying to get those shins aligned. And thinking about pressing that left knee down toward the right foot. Then bring the left elbow up and over the right elbow. Again, intertwining those forearms and wrists, trying to get the palms together if you can. Thumbs about forehead level, engaging that push and pull sensation to really open up through the shoulder blades. Inhaling deeply into the dantian, finding length in the spine. And exhaling fully and slowly, finding solitude in the stillness. Enjoying these few moments of silence and the quiet perhaps the only time that you will get like this throughout your day. Again, inhale, inviting rest and relaxation into the body. And exhale, letting go of all that's no longer serving you in this moment. For those of us who are introverts, it can be easy to find time in the solitude and stillness. And maybe sometimes we spend too much time like this, becoming distant and isolated from others, maybe closing yourself off to others' points of views or perspectives. On the contrary, maybe you're someone who's very extroverted, who always has to be around other people or doing something, staying busy. Maybe even being someone who always goes along with the flow, accepting or adapting other people's opinions without really forming your own, or taking the time to decide what you really like, what's important to you, or what you value. Again, being on the far end of either one of these sides of the spectrum can cause imbalance in our lives, perhaps even unhappiness. Maybe on the surface, you convince yourself that you're happy as long as other people like you. But if you take the time to really evaluate yourself, I wonder, do you like you? Or is perhaps that part of the need for staying busy, for being around others, or seeking external approval? I'd invite you to just reflect on that, simply noticing whatever comes up for you without judgment, while we spend our last few moments in this pose. Great job. When you're ready, go ahead and release those eagle arms. Shifting the legs now to find our shoelace on this side. And then reach the left arm overhead and behind your back with the right arm as you try to meet your hands again. Taking our cow face arms. Inhale as you lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, drop the right ear toward the right shoulder this time. Breathing deeply into those areas of tension and exhaling it away, letting go of anything that isn't serving you. Continue to bring your mind back to this present moment, just coming back into the body, back to the breath, anytime the mind wanders. Simply noticing the patterns of thoughts, of emotions that may arise, without engaging in them. Being intentional to stay aware, to stay present. And I will leave you here for about 1:45 that we have left on this side. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and gently release the arms again. Unwind the legs and find your way onto your back for a short rebound. Gently tucking the shoulder blades down and back, arms resting at the sides, palms facing up. And feel the echo of the pose here, noticing any shifts of sensation in the body, shifts in the state of mind or emotions. Simply bringing back some intentional awareness. When you're ready, gently turn onto your side and find a seated position again as we prepare for our final asana of the day, which is going to be our resting fish pose. For this, you will need a block or a bolster. If you don't have either, you can also use a rolled up blanket or pillow or a thick book. If you're going to use a block, you can turn this any height that best serves you, keeping it the lowest way to make it the easiest, on the side for the medium challenge, or the tall way if you have a really open chest and flexible upper back. Then we're going to place this right between our shoulder blades. If you have a bolster, you can lay this the long way, placing it so it's under your shoulder blades and under your head also. Go ahead and lay back over your prop, extending the arms overhead so we're getting another reach and opening through the shoulders in the front, as well as through the shoulder blade area, through this back bend here. Then we're going to bring the knees together, feet planted on the mat, and begin to slowly walk the feet away. So we're taking our triangle legs here, just countering our outward hip rotations with this gentle inward hip rotation now. Breathe in deeply, pulling that fresh oxygen into the spinal cord, feeling the gentle decompression of the spine, and exhaling fully and slowly, settling in here, finding stillness, finding solitude and serenity, and gratitude for this moment to simply be with yourself and to know yourself deeper. Peaceful in the moment, tranquil in your soul, to reach a state of balance seems to be the goal. A point where cares are absent or maybe put on hold, often redefining the many rules we're told. There is no need to journey, no need to get away. Just carve out a moment and enjoy it every day. The moment will embrace you. Take time to give it care. Finding serenity of just being there. Serenity by Robert Longley. Inhale deep into the dantian and exhale, letting go. Continuing to stay present. Less than 1 minute left here. All right, in your own time, go ahead and gently remove your prop from under you and just find your way back onto the back for our Savasana. Gently tucking the shoulder blades down and back once more. Breathing deep into the body and exhaling fully. Scanning from head to toe. Noticing any areas that may still be holding on to resistance. And with your next exhale, see if you can let that go, finding an even deeper state of relaxation. While you're here, just notice any sensations that have changed in the body from the beginning to the end of this class. Noticing any changes in state of mind or emotions. Making a habit of bringing awareness into our practice, noticing the effects it has on us. Gently bring your awareness back into the body now, wiggling the fingers and toes. And if you're ready to finish with me today, then in your own time, turn onto your side and meet me at seated in the center of the mat for our final closing breaths together. Inhaling as you reach the arms overhead, stretching the body tall, waking the body back up. And exhale, hands to prayer heart center. One more time, reaching tall as you inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer. Bowing down as you thank yourself for taking the time to honor your mind and body in this way today. Thank you so much for joining me for today's short yin yoga practice. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date with all of my latest classes. I love to hear from you guys, so if you have any feedback for me, either on this class or suggestions for classes in the future, be sure to leave a comment below. If you wish to support this channel monetarily, I do accept class donations via Cash App and PayPal, and those donation links are in the description below. And 50% of my profits are always given back into the community to help others in need as well. So just keep in mind that if you're supporting this channel, you also help support others in the community that are in need also. But thank you for whichever ways you choose to support and for joining me for today's class. I will see you soon, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.